Hey everybody, hope everybody's doing great. We're going to be doing a little bit of work here today. Let's see what we got. So I've been working on building rooms, or levels as some people call them. Yeah, Game Maker's just, it works as rooms. So I'm just making a bunch of rooms, and I'll give you a quick review of what my rooms look like right now. I got this initialization room, which is the first room that loads, and it mostly just loads a couple of things that I need to exist throughout the whole game. So we have a game manager object, which really just has a bunch of parameters that I need to kind of create before the game starts, you know, like managing our loads and our start positions and some global colors that I like to use throughout the game, and managing some of my player items, or pausing, or GUI, that sort of stuff. It's just a game manager, and it's really common to have something like that. And then a display manager, which I'm still coding. I haven't fully finished working on this, but this is sort of a way to manage and center my windows and organize my views, take into consideration the various monitor sizes that my players will have. And then from this room we move over to a cutscene, which is still also under development, but the cutscene uses in-game assets right now. I'm hoping to replace this at some point with art that is better suited for something like a cutscene. But for now, you know, just to have something there, this is a cutscene, and it has an independent camera system that kind of pans to the right slowly, and I got some text that will show up on the screen, and it sort of just slowly moves over, kind of like this. The player plays it, and from here we start off at the rooftop of the game, which is also still missing a lot of skyline art. We're going to be doing a lot of art in this particular spot. But yeah, going to be looking at some sort of clouds, and maybe some flying machines, some lights, some additional buildings, and this is going to be a great way to showcase some artwork. So this is still in progress, heavy progress right now. But you essentially come to this part, which you find this like little hut area, which this is also a stand-in. This is going to be replaced by something a bit cooler, and the purpose would be to break this barricade, and kind of brings you inside of this hut. Then from here you can do a really small puzzle, which we're at right now, it's just breaking 2 boxes, but eventually it might get a little more challenging, and that'll drop you down. And this little purple square, you wouldn't see this in game. This is only there for me to put in it's an object that once you collide with, then there's some logic written into it that will take you over to the next room, which would be this guy, which is where you would drop in from the top, and you would just fall down, and there'd be some items here to explore, some items to pick up, some boxes to break, some doors to open, and that takes you then to the first level, which is what I've been sort of working on the past couple of days, and really exercising this new method which I shared in my last video on how to make art, like level art in Sprite, and then export that into a ready-to-use map. So if you're interested in using Sprite to quickly build maps, go check that video out. From here we're going to go into level 2, which is what I'm fleshing out, and this will be a different background that's just there to let me know that I haven't designed the background yet. But yeah, I have several rooms kind of built out already, and some mock-ups, some test rooms. So there's still a lot of work to be done. I think over the next couple of days I'm going to be working on something like this, which is using Sprite to design these maps and eventually exporting these small sections into larger maps, larger rooms, pull them into Game Maker, and then start fleshing them out. I'm also going to be improving on some of my tile sets, because right now I have this very primitive sort of tile set right now, because I'm just sort of testing out different things. But the tile set's going to change. It's going to be improved and should look a little more like a theme that'll fit this room. Now, if you notice in my world map, we have different colors for the rooms. So this is basic troubleshooting. Basic troubleshooting is your first stage, more or less, which once you navigate through here, you'll end up at a boss room, which will then bring you over to the orange section right over here, or voided warranty, which is what I like to call it, and that's like your stage 2. And then patches and updates is your stage 3 right over here, which I still haven't fleshed out. And then we're going to go on over to this red section, which I haven't named yet. So yeah, we still have a lot of rooms to build, and I think this might be enough for an alpha build. So I'm going to finish basic troubleshooting, and I want to finish voided warranty. Once I have these two, then I'll probably be working towards an alpha build of the game. I suspect that maybe they'll be ready in about a month or so. We'll be in the alpha build stage. I have a couple bugs to iron out, but we're on track to go into an alpha build pretty soon. I think beta would probably be once the green and reds are done. Then I'll probably be in a good beta stage by then. Hoping that'll be in a couple months. And after that, it'll just be getting feedback from everyone, and based on it, then I'll go ahead and adjust this existing map and then start extending it, building it out, and making it a much larger game. So yeah, that's just a quick preview of my world maps. That's a quick preview of how my rooms are sort of set up, and how I'm handling transitions between the rooms through an object that you collide with. And yeah, I'll probably do another video to show you how room transitions work. But I did use a transition system that Sean Spalding kind of shared. This is a great way to use like a switch case to manage the type of transition that you're going to do. It's really cool. So you can search for Sean Spalding, or if I find it, I'll put a link in the description. But you could use his method for managing transitions, and then I used another transition method by Heartbeast to manage player start positions, which was a really great way to manage where the player will be positioned when they transition to a different room. So that's kind of how I did that. But yeah, this is essentially the object. It's very simple. It just takes target and start variables, and then your player, when they collide with that door, we identify their start position, and then we perform the slide transition, and then the target is where we're going to be moving. So if you look at stage level 1, let me enable collisions here so we can see our door. Here you can see the creation code, which is unique to this object. Here we have the create door script that I wrote, which will, when you collide with this box, then I call the script, which creates a door, and it takes you, at the bottom you can see, to the target room and your start position. And this will be the room that this particular collision will take you to, and the start position of where the player is going to start. So we could look for room stage 1 level 2. So we go to stage 1 level 2, and this is the room that it would be in. So it's going to take us there, and the start position So if we go to my player, this will be the start position. So if you double click the player, you can give this instance a name. So the name that I've chosen for this instance is I for instance, and I put stage 1, level 2. Stage 1, level 2. And I can put him pretty much anywhere in this room. Typically, I would put him right towards a space that tends to transition well from here to here. They're both kind of at the same level horizontally, so it kind of it works out that way. But you could put him anywhere here in this room. Obviously, I wouldn't put him in the middle of the room because it would make no sense to walk from one room to another and end up in the middle. So you want to put him somewhere that kind of makes sense from where you just came from. But yeah, I name my instance, like in this case, instance stage 1, level 2, and here in the room, you could see that this is the instance X and Y position, or the start position. And that's all this is. This is what that looks like. We're just creating a door variable. We're assigning it the ability to create this door, which then we can manage the variables of it. So we get the target, we get the start position, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a very simple, and of course it leverages the transition object in order to perform the transition, and then it carries over the arguments of the target room from the script and kind of passes them on over to object transition. So this is a really cool way to do some inheritance, right? Where we instantiate, we create the script upon collision, we collect some items, we throw them into this variable, and then this variable is just passing them on to the transition system. It sounds complicated, but it really isn't. It really isn't. Anyway, thanks for watching this really short video. And don't really have a lot of time today to work on this, but I just kind of wanted to show everybody and showcase more or less what the game looks like and how I'm organizing my levels and how my transition system is kind of working out, and my workflow with Sprite is working out really well. So I'm going to continue working on this throughout the next couple of weeks, and hopefully flesh out my my basic troubleshooting area. We'll work on this, and then next thing I'm probably going to do is start doing some environmental art for this, and that's really what takes up most of my time, because I'm not that great of an artist, and I really have to be in the right mindset for it. But I'm going to put in some effort and see if I can do some environmental art, and then I'll probably share that process in the next clip. Alright guys, well thank you so much for tuning in, and catch you guys next time.